All right, we're in it. So we got Nintendo saying a direct's happening tomorrow, roughly 40 minutes. Information mainly focused on Nintendo Switch and the games launching in the first half of 2022. Now, we already know this is a lie, right?
Yeah, they always say this.
Nintendo, 100% of the time, is going to say things and then it's not going to be true, but it's also mostly going to be true. I don't really know where we're going with this. Anyway, we should probably introduce ourselves. I'm Alex.
I'm Jacob.
Did you forget your name?
No, I didn't want to just throw it out there. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's all right. So we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen in the Nintendo Direct coming out tomorrow. And I guess let's just get the obvious stuff out of the way. We know Kirby's coming. We know Splatoon's coming. We know Breath of the Wild 2's coming all this year. Kirby even has a release date. I think that's like late March.
That is March 26th, if I'm correct.
If you're correct.
If I'm correct, that is.
Yeah. So like, what's your percentage chance of like being correct there?
A good bit.
Okay. All right. So Kirby's happening March 26th. A good bit chance of that. Splatoon, I think that was like. Did they even give it? I think they just said like early. Did they even say?
No,
early?
I didn't say. They just said 2022. They did not give it like really any indication of.
Okay.
Release.
Yeah. Right. Because in the first video we did, I gave it like a random month because I didn't know what time it was coming out. I was like June or something because they always put it out in summer. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Kirby, Splatoon, Breath of the Wild 2. I think we're gonna see at least Kirby and Splatoon. I think Kirby is like 100% going to be in this direct, and they're just going to be like, here it is before it comes out.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't think that's really interesting, so let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's really anything they're going to show off that they haven't yet with this game. I mean, we already know it's going to be centered around Kirby and the Waddle Dees, and you're going to be able to play co-op with Kirby and Bayonetta. So we already know that's basically the gist of the game. I don't know if there's any other twists they need to reveal. I don't know if they have gone into like what the villains are, like what the... No, they have when they showed off the Waddle Dees. It's like some like weird dog things. I'm not sure what they are, but anyway.
It's a 3D Kirby. Like, it looks cool. I think that's all we need to know. Like, they could just ship it out the door tomorrow and people would be like, yes, let's get it. So, like... they're definitely going to show Kirby. What are they going to show? It doesn't matter. People are already sold on it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of footage that they have already shown and a couple clips of new stuff.
Splatoon, a little bit less likely, but like if this does not come out in the summer, I'm going to be surprised. Like when you think of a summer game, you got to think Splatoon, right?
Yeah, I mean, spraying paint, it's basically like spraying water guns, kind of like the whole deal.
I think 1 and 2 came out in summer as well. So like there's definitely precedent for it.
Yeah, I think everything about Splatoon just shouts summertime.
And it makes sense, like we're in February, like they probably want us to know it exists now, at least more properly, because we don't really have any idea. We just know Splatoon 3. Well, we know it exists, right? But we don't know anything about what they're planning to do with it besides like that one brief few seconds we saw of footage. So like Splatoon 3, we'll probably get a better idea of how the game's going to play this time, and we'll get a bigger blowout, maybe around E3 or something.
Yeah, and we don't really know anything distinct about like what separates Splatoon 3, say, to like Splatoon 2, which is already on the Switch. So I wonder how they're going to make a distinction there. Like, why should people get Splatoon 3 other than just, you know, new campaign, new maps? I wonder if they're going to have a bigger selling point for this game.
Yeah, that's actually a big shout. I haven't really thought about that because I didn't really play Splatoon 2. I only watched a little bit of it. So with Splatoon 3, I think weapons and maps are like a given. Of course, we're going to see that. Is there going to be a new gimmick? Probably a little something. But then again, Splatoon 2 played it really safe. So...
They had like some nice new additions with their online modes, such as like Salmon Run, and I think some others, but pretty much like was your classic Splatoon gameplay, just like freshened up a bit, which was I think all it needed to be since it was the next new Splatoon game on a new console. So it did its part. It's just interesting because Splatoon 3 is now on the same console.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do differently? Like maybe they'll have like a battle royale mode where you kind of one verse, however many, probably not 100, but like maybe like 30 other players or something. I wonder how that would work.
That would actually be pretty cool. I would like that a lot. I mean, it'd be awesome if they do something like big and new with it. Splatoon 2 was a big graphical upgrade compared to the first one. I know like that was kind of something people didn't notice, but like when you saw gameplay after the game released and just like looking at that ink, it was so shiny, you know? So
shiny ink, yeah.
So Splatoon 3, like they don't really have that going for them. So they got to do something, but I don't know. I'm not a big like Splatoon player, so it's gonna be there. It doesn't super interest me. Is what it is.
Yeah, I've only really played the first one and seen footage of the second, so I'm not too big into Splatoon either.
So I guess then the last game that we're most likely to see is the last one we know coming. That's like huge. Breath of the Wild 2. Are we gonna see it?
I think we are gonna see it. I think for the initial Breath of the Wild that came out, I think they kind of showed it pretty often, but very sort of like slow, like drip feed of like new footage. Mm-hmm. I think we are gonna see some more of this game, but really nothing too big. I think it's gonna be a lot of, once again, footage we have seen with like something slightly new at the end, but nothing that's solely gonna like define what the game is gonna be. Like I don't think we'll get a title or anything like that.
Well, the original Breath of the Wild, the reason it was such a drip feed was because it got delayed like 2 or 3 times, right?
Right.
So Breath of the Wild 2, I mean, we only learned about it like, I guess it was at E3. Was that last year? It might have been the year before even.
We learned about it, I think it was 2019 because it was at E3 and there was no E3 in 2020.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird to think about.
I don't even know if Nintendo still had a direct. No, I think it was 2019. I think it was before pandemic. So yeah. And then we didn't hear any news until, I don't think we heard anything in 2020. And then we got like our first gameplay glimpse at like 2021.
Jeez. I'm gonna like, I don't know if this is a hot take or whatever. I don't see Breath of the Wild 2 even being here. I don't think it will be. I think that Nintendo, if they have a lot to show, because from what we've seen, the game looks very similar to the first game. Mm-hmm. So if they have any big reveals, I don't see them wanting to show it off now when the game is definitely coming out like the end of the year. There's no way it's releasing halfway through. It just makes way more sense to me, like if they have things to be showing off and blowing out, to do it at E3 or to do it closer to the game's release. I know a lot of people are expecting Breath of the Wild 2, and it would be super cool to see it. I would love to see more of the game. It looks great, but I just don't see it happening this time.
Yeah, the only thing I could see is if they want to use Breath of the Wild as sort of like their one more thing, which will help to generate more excitement for E3, even though there's already going to be like crazy amount of excitement. I mean, it's the new Zelda game. I don't know. I'm not sure what else could fill that one more thing slot that's like completely reasonable.
I get that. Okay, so in that case, let's move on to like more up in the air things, and let's discuss more things on our list that could or could not happen. So now we're in with the weirder stuff, and we aren't going to go with the spicy bits right away. We got to start small. So let's go straight into the possibility of Zelda Remake, since we're talking about Zelda here. What do you see happening?
I think there is a strong chance of a Zelda remake. The last one that we've gotten, the last Zelda game that we had was Link's Awakening back in 2019. We know that Grezzo, the team that did the Majora's Mask and the Ocarina of Time remasters, also did the Link's Awakening remake. So I know there's been some rumors that they could be doing the Oracle games as well as remakes.
That'd be spicy. I love Oracle of Seasons. I think it's great.
Have not played Seasons or Ages.
Wait, you haven't?
No.
That's actually sad. I didn't know that. We gotta get you on that.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, if they're gonna remake them, I would definitely pick them up for sure.
Now I don't want to like confuse anyone. It's like we have Link's Awakening, and then I believe we got Skyward Sword's remake after that, but that is a different development team. So don't be forgetting that Skyward Sword happened.
That's true. I totally forgot that happened actually.
Yeah.
Last year. So yeah, 2019 we got Link's Awakening. 2020 I don't think we got anything for Zelda that year. I think that was the first time in quite a long time that there was no Zelda game that year. Because I think for a while they've been doing one Zelda game, whether it's like a remaster with like the Twilight Princess, Wind Waker games, whether it was Breath of the Wild or just some 2D handheld title on the 3DS. We've pretty much consistently gotten one Zelda game each year.
Yeah, we get stuff like Triforce Heroes, like Link Between Worlds, all that stuff as well. So there's always like something with the name, and it'd probably be weird if we don't see anything. But also, I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 is happening, and I'm pretty confident they're gonna force it to come out this year. Like, they need their holiday game, they want Breath of the Wild 2 out. Like, Nintendo's not gonna push it back unless they really, really need to. And I don't even think they would have given it a release date of this year if they weren't fairly confident, at least.
I mean, yeah, but then Breath of the Wild 1, we got 2014, then we got 2015, then we got 2016, where they specifically announced those years that Breath of the Wild was going to release. And then we know that didn't happen. It came out in March of 2017. So I would like to think that for Breath of the Wild 2, that would not be the case. But from past experience, I don't know if it's safe to say that it's guaranteed to happen this year.
Do you think Nintendo is like clever enough that they would have had a Zelda game ready to go to like fail safe just in case something went wrong with Breath of the Wild?
That's actually a great point. I think that, given the time it's been since Link's Awakening, I think they definitely have something ready, but we all know Nintendo likes to sit on things until, like, the golden time for them, so I think it's very possible. That's a great point. They could be sort of sitting on this as a failsafe, in case Breath of the Wild 2 just needs a little bit more time to cook.
Okay, but just like tell me straight up, like, if they're doing a Zelda remake, are you on team Oracle games are happening, or are you more of like they're gonna HDify Ocarina and Majora's or something?
I think with the Link's Awakening engine, it makes a lot of sense for the Oracle games to be made sort of with that. I think.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I think it kind of like goes well together.
Yeah, no, you're totally
with that
right.
style. So that's why I think a lot of other people have also said Oracle games are probably likely. But I would love to see Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. I've been sort of wanting those ever since the Switch came out. I think those would just be fantastic to have them on there. HDified, yeah.
Beautiful.
I guess other possibilities are just, following the trend of Wii U ports, we get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that as a possibility. I almost kind of don't want them to come to Switch just because, like, I think it would be so much cooler if we got Zelda games we haven't seen in a long time, especially because, like, what does the Wii U have going for it at this point anyway? Everything's on Switch. Like, let them have this, please. Just let Wii U owners have, like, a reason to own their consoles still. It's just sad,
Yeah, they're really hanging on by a thread between Xenoblade Chronicles X, some other HD remasters, and yeah.
Oof.
Sorry, Wii U owners.
Oof. But
I'm included, but...
Alright, let me just say, while I'm thinking it, if we get Oracle games, rather than getting, like, a remake of the 2 games, it would be so cool if we got the 3rd version, because you might not know this, but like the Oracle games were framed around each of the 3 Zelda goddesses. So Oracle of Seasons was based around Din, Oracle of Ages was based around Naru, so Oracle of whatever the 3rd one will be based around Faror was like the idea, and I think it was actually like planned originally to do that, and then they ended up turning it into 2 games. So it's kind of like a Pokemon situation is what I'm imagining. Like, you got your Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. I'm kind of imagining this as like, they could make the Platinum of the Oracle games, and that would be the coolest thing.
I really like that a lot. I've never heard that about the goddesses, about how they were supposed to be maybe 3 games. That sounds really cool if they went that route.
Yeah, Faror's just like uncomfortably in both games, I think. She might have the role of like, because you could transfer some of your progress between one game from the other. It's a whole complicated mess, and I'm not going to explain it here because this isn't about that, but there's potential there for sure to make it less awkward and kind of complete the prophecy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. I'm down for that. I'm down for, what would it be called? Oracle of
coolness. Oracle of truth. Oracle of... It depends what the gimmick would be, I guess. Like, they could literally just do, like, combine the 2 games together and make something else. The Oracle games are weird, man. They go in, like, a different world, and, well, not even a different world. It's, like, a different country. I don't want to go into the Zelda lore right now. There's too much. Let's just move on to our next topic. Unless do you have more you want to say about Zelda remakes?
No, I think we can move on.
I don't know what's happening. Whatever. I don't think we're getting Zelda remakes, maybe, but it'd be cool. But
we'll have to see.
So now we're gonna move into Mario stuff. We'll start with like Mario Kart because that's the hot topic right now. Everyone wants to know, oh, is Mario Kart 9 happening? In our video figuring out how much was Nintendo impacted by the pandemic, we found that Mario Kart games, if they had started making a new one like right after 8 Deluxe's release, the game should have been done like years ago, right? So clearly Nintendo didn't turn around and immediately start producing this game. If it started development, it would have been way later. And they've been doing other Mario Kart stuff in the meantime. They had like that little toy that went around the room, you know?
Yeah, the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
Yeah, that one. It has like the really over-the-top name. We love it, you know? Classic Nintendo.
Yeah, I wanted to buy it initially on release, but then I think it was just an impulse buy because I kind of got over it, but...
It looks super cool for sure. But like, so Nintendo like hasn't just been neglecting Mario Kart is the point, right? And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, if you go on Nintendo's website, is literally their best-selling game on Switch. So it's not struggling in any way. I don't think a Mario Kart 9 is even going to happen on Switch, let alone at this direct. But I hear so many people predicting it. So like, what's your take on it?
I feel that Mario Kart 9 does exist currently in some form. I think that the team has been working on it. Whether it'll release in the Switch's life cycle, I guess that's to be seen. Nintendo has said that they believe that the Switch is halfway into its life cycle.
Wait, what? When did they say that?
I think they said it sometime last year. So we were 5 years into the Switch, and they said that it's only halfway into its life cycle. So I don't know what Nintendo's future plans are for the Switch, whether they're just going to extend it by making some sort of pro iteration of the console, or if they're really just going to keep going with what we currently have with the OLED and the base Switch and just ride this out as long as they can for possibly another 5 years. But if that is the case, I think we very well may see Mario Kart 9 sometime soon, because if they release it sort of towards the end of the Switch's life cycle, they can easily like do another sort of Mario Kart 9 Deluxe where they come out with a new generation and they sort of port that over and have it sell like another 40 million copies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I could definitely see them doing that.
So regarding like the console lifespan, normally Nintendo consoles are like 5 to 6 years. So if it's only halfway done at 5 years, like that's absurd. They want to keep this Switch going for a while, and I get that. Like it's their best-selling console now, isn't it? Didn't it pass the Wii?
It did pass the Wii, so yes, it's the best-selling like home console, I believe.
Oh, the DS.
But the DS is like I think at 175 million.
That's still
units.
Crazy though.
So no, it definitely is getting there. If they're gonna sort of keep going with it, then it could very well overtake the DS.
Yeah, so if they're gonna go the route of like the Switch is continuing for another 4 or 5 years, I guess a Mario Kart isn't that unreasonable, but do we expect it now? I'm not sure I do still. It just seems weird to me.
There's too much coming out, I think, this year for Mario Kart to be on the list of things. Because we know Zelda, even though I was saying that it might not come out, I think it is going to come out the holiday of 2022.
You're talking Breath of the Wild right now?
Breath of the Wild. So I don't see Mario Kart really taking up any other slots. We already have like a pretty busy early first quarter of this year. I think the summer is going to be mainly like the Splatoon show.
Yeah.
And then we're probably going to have something big in September.
Yeah, well, they do Mario Kart in September? That's kind of weird.
Would they?
And they aren't going to show it off for like next year or anything right now. That doesn't make sense.
No, they don't really show Mario Kart, I don't think, too far in advance. But hey, I don't know. And what do you think they will do for Mario Kart 9 if they do? Will it just be like your father's Mario Kart, or will they do Nintendo something?
Kart?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people are getting too hyped on the Nintendo Kart train. Like, that's kind of Smash's niche. And I've seen, like, I think the idea sounds sick, but I've seen so much opposition to it online, like a weirdly large amount, when I guess I wouldn't expect people to feel that way. And I guess like Nintendo isn't the #1 company known for listening to their fans, but I don't see them doing anything too crazy with the IP. I mean, Mario Kart has never been innovative. Like, they're pretty similar from game to game. They do a few things here and there. They add bikes. You know, they added some Nintendo characters and tracks, but fundamentally, it's still the same thing, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think branding will still be Mario Kart, but because we got a Zelda track, we got an F-Zero track, we got the Inklings, and I think we got like a Splatoon stage for battle mode. I think they are gonna lean more into that in a sequel. It would be awesome if we got like a Metroid track. I just think that would look amazing.
Yes, that'd be gorgeous.
Especially if it's like you're on the third lap and it's one of those stages that like continue, they don't loop around.
Oh yeah.
So if you got to the third lap and it was like the planet's destructing, you gotta like hurry up. I think that would be amazing.
As soon as you said the third lap, I was thinking the same That's brilliant. Write that down.
So I think for that reason alone, I really hope they lean into more of their Nintendo stuff. Even if they brand it as Mario Kart, I think there's so much potential that they could use.
Absolutely. I would love it. Going into like main Mario though, like let's talk that now. I don't think we've seen a 2D Mario game in a long time.
Yeah, not counting Mario Maker, I think the last 2D game was New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS.
I don't know. There was New Super Mario U, New Super Luigi U, all that stuff. Well, there's Mario Maker 1 as well, if you count that.
That's true. We did get New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, but that was pretty much a basic Wii U port that I think that was 2020 or 2019.
I think it's totally feasible that something Mario could happen. With the Switch's first year in 2017, we had Breath of the Wild at launch. We had Mario Odyssey by like the end of the year. So if that cycle continues, then we'll see like a Zelda and then probably a Mario not too far after. And Zelda games take longer to develop than Mario games usually. So it's kind of like, I think, reasonable to expect to see a Mario like not too far after Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, but I don't really know there. As for 2D Mario, I mean, anything could happen. Again, you were saying like this is a really packed year, and I'm kind of with you on that. Like, are we going to see a Mario? That's a big name, Mario. Doesn't matter what they do. You slap Mario on it, that thing will sell. So, like, with Zelda, with Splatoon, with Kirby, Mario 2, it seems a little much.
I mean, you say that, but if you look at the first year, we had Splatoon 2, we had Mario, we had Zelda, and Star Allies, I think, did that come out? That might have come out in 2018. But still, case in point,
we did have Mario Kart too.
We did have Mario Kart 2, and we had Odyssey, so I think that it's not really out of the question to see a new Mario title. If they do the 2D route, I think they need to sort of switch up the formula, especially with like Mario Maker being out. I think we need to see a little bit more uniqueness than the sort of basic level template that they sort of go for with your desert levels and your...
Oh yeah, the new Super Mario Bros. Were so safe.
Yeah, I know people have been sort of crying for an updated art style too, because I mean we've had this sort of New Super Mario Bros. Brand since the early DS.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's almost been 20 years.
Has it been 20 years since the DS?
I think the DS launched in like 2005.
Oh my god.
Maybe 2006.
That's weird.
But almost 20 years.
Wow.
So I think they really need to shake things up. I've heard people wanting like an animated Mario art style.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yes.
Which I would be really down for. Anything to shake things up.
Some kind of new like gameplay gimmicks too. I mean, like gimmicks are looked at as like a bad thing most of the time, but in a game like Mario, and at this point where we're doing the same thing for ages and ages, and you look back and we see like Mario World was so different from Mario 3. Mario 3 was so different from Mario 2. Mario 2 is kind of weird, whatever. And Mario 1 is so different from all the others too. So like now that the new Super Mario Bros. Brand has taken over, barely anything's changed from game to game. We get like new power-ups and that's about it. We desperately need like some new mechanical overhauls, and I don't know how Nintendo would do that, but I want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either, but I want to see something new from them.
Okay, so let's transition into Yoshi now then. So with Yoshi, I mean, look, I don't know like anything about Yoshi. I've never really paid attention to Yoshi. It's fine. It's never really captured me. I remember there was like a lot of talk about people wanting Woolly World on Switch, and I literally don't remember if that even happened. Did that happen?
No, it didn't. They had Crafted World, which came out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think Crafted World came out 2018, because I think, yeah, Kirby and Yoshi both came out, I think, 2018 early. And don't know how people respond to Crafted World. I know a lot didn't really like the soundtrack.
I do remember that, yeah.
In contrast to Woolly World, which apparently had like a really banner soundtrack.
It did, yeah. Some of that's in Smash, and it's pretty good.
So I don't know if we'll see a Woolly World port, but I think we could definitely see something with Yoshi. I think.
Yeah, if it's tied to Kirby, and Kirby's coming out in like a month, it's definitely not out of the question.
Yeah.
Like a Yoshi reveal, at least. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Have we had a 3D Yoshi, by the way? Like
a
game that was totally
3D?
3D, yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, do you really expect like Kirby's gonna go 3D and then Yoshi's gonna go 3D like the same time?
No, but I think it'd be cool.
It would be cool. Everything should go 3D, but I mean, if Yoshi happens, that's cool. I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility for sure, but do I expect it to happen? I guess that's solid maybe. It's got a decent shot.
Yeah, probably not. But also, like, with another franchise that could go 3D, or rather return to 3D, potentially Donkey Kong. Will we see anything with them?
Donkey Kong, I don't think anything Donkey Kong is happening, because Retro made Donkey Kong, and Retro is being tasked with making Prime 4. So, like, if they were doing a Donkey Kong thing, I mean, is it mean to say that, like, I hope it got scrapped? Because I really want Prime 4. And if they didn't scrap Donkey Kong, that means Prime 4 is going to be pushed back by so much. And oh no, don't push back Prime 4.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the Donkey Kong fans out there, because I think it's been, I mean, Tropical Freeze released in 2014. And
It
then
got on Switch though.
Yeah, but that was
Bro, new funky
still
mode?
like 2018.
New funky mode though? You're sleeping on that.
I am. Yeah, so I think it's possible that Donkey Kong could, I don't know, if they were doing like a 3D game, I think they could maybe reach out to another team to sort of tackle that. But
That's actually true. If they're going a totally different route, they did do a 3D Donkey Kong game on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, which was garbage, right? I'm pretty sure that was pretty bad.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of people think it's garbage, and then it has like also a cult following. It had like Banjo-Kazooie vibes or something. Like, alright, so we're like the GameCube era babies, right? So like we don't know anything about N64 stuff. So like, was that game garbage? Was it sick? I have no clue. But like, if they want to try another 3D Donkey Kong, like, go for it. That's cool. But don't delay Metroid Prime 4, please.
Yeah, anything but that.
Speaking of Prime 4 though, so like, alright, so I have made the video. You know, I've done the math, I did the calcs and everything, and I boldly proclaimed in that video that Prime 4 is probably, maybe, likely to come out this year. I famously said that. Do you remember that?
I don't know if there was that many maybe likelies.
No, that's actually exactly what I said in the script.
Oh, but I'm talking about the thumbnail.
No, the
and
thumbnail.
title.
The thumbnail. Alright, look.
You're pretty declarative about it.
I'm pretty confident that we'll see Prime 4 this year, unless something happens that we had no way to account for. We got the news that the team was hiring more people for Prime 4, and that was really scary because I was making the video when the news dropped.
Yeah, specifically a tools engineer. Now, I'm not sure if, I don't think that's like a new position. I think it's maybe they're trying to fill that from someone who might have been replaced or left.
Oh,
so
that's optimistic. I like that.
But yeah, that's not like unheard of for
yeah,
development teams to do. So yeah, optimistic, but you know, not
let's be
unrealistic.
Optimistic. Let's be optimistic. All right, so look, Prime 4, or rather the Metroid Prime games, accounting for the additional time a new game needs to be made, and I understand our numbers probably aren't like perfect there because we used the past 3 games as reference point, which doesn't even go to GameCube games. So like, I get it, it's not perfect, but the number we found suggests that Prime 4 should be coming out, I think it was like in February something, right? And so this is already...
Oh yeah, here's our direct. Here's our shadow drop for
yeah,
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, shadow drop for Prime 4.
There's our one more.
Yeah, so that like obviously was not happening. It obviously is not happening. Like, this is going to be the longest Metroid Prime game to ever develop, and that makes sense because, you know, Retro hasn't made a Metroid Prime game in ages. There's so many different factors to consider. I listed them in the video. You can watch that if you care, right? But the point is that there's a decent chance Prime 4 is happening this year. It's like not outside the realm of possibility. And if it does, my boy, they have to announce it soon. They do. They have to like say, hey, we didn't forget about this game, because I mean, like, Nintendo could whip it out at E3 and be like, here we go, coming out, like, probably, let's be realistic, it's coming out in, like, December or, like, really late in the year if it's happening. No way it's early, but it could happen. And that's the really cool, exciting part. And I believe in Metroid Prime 4 and Retro Studios, and I know that they can get this game to me very, very soon. And I still actually have to finish Prime 3. So, I mean, that's a little oof.
Well, I gotta play Prime 2 and 3, but I think even if we don't see Prime 4 released this year, I think there's still a likely chance that we could see it in this Direct, if it's like a teaser.
Yeah, just like a little thing to hype us up. But, I gotta say, if they are doing that Prime Trilogy remaster or whatever they're doing, or like a Prime 1 remaster, and they want to have a little Metroid to hold us all over, there's no way Prime 4 is happening this year. Like, that's news that really scares me if it comes out, because that means they're trying to hold us over, and it means it's a ways out.
I mean, I would love a Prime remake or
Yes.
a remaster. I don't know which one is currently more popular in the rumor mill, but I think Prime 1 remake would be sick, especially since just playing it, especially if they have new features and like controls that are going to be reminiscent to what Prime 4 might look like. I think that could be a really cool release that they could do.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to see it, but I would not love to see it if it indicates that Prime 4 is getting pushed back. That's what scares me. Like, this goes beyond my pride, you know? I made this video like, oh, it's coming out this year. It needs to come out this year for me to be validated, right?
Yeah.
But even past that, like, I'm so excited for Metroid Prime 4. I just want to know what's happening, because I love the other games. And although I haven't actually finished Prime 3, the moment we know Prime 4 is around the corner, like, I'm going to sit down and binge that game hard, and it's going to be incredible, and I loved the bits of it I played. So, like, yes, please happen soon so I can have an excuse to play more Metroid Prime, because gosh dang it, it's good stuff.
Yeah, we're all definitely hoping for that.
Okay, we'll stop with the Metroid stuff now, and we'll move on to something else. So now we're getting into, I guess, like, this is kind of the weirder stuff, like the stuff we should expect less. The series that are usually pretty highly requested, and then we see nothing. And, you know, before and after every Direct, there's so much talk of, like, is it going to be this time? Is it going to be this time? Is it going to be this time? And then it's never this time.
Yeah.
So here we are. I guess, well, Fire Emblem isn't that weird. That's what we have listed next. And do I expect anything with Fire Emblem? I haven't really thought about it. When was the last time we even got a Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem Awakening's DLC Centered Shadows released in 2020. So it's been 2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
We get Fire Emblems like every 2 years.
Yeah, Fire Emblems come out pretty frequently, although
A lot of remakes and
Three
stuff.
Houses was pretty ambitious, but I think we could see possible remakes of old Fire Emblem games, potentially ones that haven't come to the West yet.
That'd be awesome.
So I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yeah.
I think that we will get. So we have Marth's game that they recently localized and put on the eShop for like limited time, when they were doing all their limited time releases with 3D All Stars.
Oh yeah, ew.
Mario 35. So I think we'll get, hopefully not another limited time release, but a localization of Roy's game that has
Yes.
not been brought
Burning
to the
Blade.
West. Yes. Burning Blade, or I think Blazing Blade. So I would love to see that.
Yeah. Roy the King. Get him in here.
Yeah.
That'd be
Roy's
awesome.
our boy.
He is our boy.
See him. We need to see him. So I would love that if they did a remaster of Ike's game, Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance.
Yeah. That one's like the famous, like, it's $150 to like $200 on eBay game.
Yeah.
Nobody buys that game. Like, everyone just pirates it, and like, that's kind of sad. Just remake it. Come on.
Yeah, or at least remaster. I mean, it's a GameCube game, so.
Yeah, those are so pretty.
So I would love to see either of those. But I guess we could see a new Fire Emblem too. That's not out of the question.
After Three Houses, like, so soon? I don't know, dude. I don't know about a new one. I could see a remake, but I don't know about a new one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, would they show it at, like, this February Direct, right? Like, would a Fire Emblem game get announced now, as opposed to, presumably, at E3, which they may or may not be doing, because Nintendo's weird about that nowadays.
No, I think Fire Emblem, it would be appropriate to show here. I think E3 is going to be a big Zelda blowout.
I hope it's a big Zelda blowout.
So I think if they were going to do, say, new Fire Emblem game releases September, October.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
I think
yeah.
we could possibly see it. So
yeah, that'd be cool. I would be into that. So let's talk about another franchise then that is a little bit weird, but not the weirdest possibility, is Xenoblade.
I really hope we see Xenoblade 3, and I think it's not out of the question.
I think it's very possible too. Do you think it would be like their One More Thing game?
That would be a One More Thing game.
Because they did that with Xenoblade X a while ago, didn't they?
Xenoblade 2.
Oh, it was Xenoblade 2.
They did that with Xenoblade 2. I think that was like a One More Thing when it released during the Switch's first year in 2017.
Right.
They had a direct, and I think it was like an 8-minute look at Xenoblade 2, and it was really boring. I remember watching it, but I really liked Xenoblade 2 gameplay-wise. They released the definitive version with the extra story in Xenoblade 1. So I think Xenoblade 3 could very much happen.
I could totally see it happening, and I think that would be really cool because Xenoblade is one of those like up-and-coming franchises still. I mean, I guess it's been a few years now, so it's a little bit more established, but it feels sort of like Splatoon to me in that it's kind of in its infancy, but it feels like it has so much potential, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I would just love to see Nintendo embrace it.
Yeah, and I love seeing Monolith Soft's work. They build incredible worlds. They helped with Breath of the Wild with creating that open world design. So anything that they make, I'm really excited to see where they go with that.
And you know what, like, even if it ends up being like a really lame Xenoblade, which I don't think it would be because people loved 1 and 2, it's still gonna have banger music.
Oh, for sure.
So like that's great. We love that. And like let's move on to Bayonetta here, right? We know Bayonetta 3 is happening. We saw a little bit of it. What else happened? Not really too much since then, as far as I know. I don't think we got any news about it. Am I forgetting anything?
No, I don't think we have any news other than the trailer that we saw back, I think, at the last Nintendo Direct that was.
We saw her cool redesign and everything, and Bayonetta was just kind of like going to town, as she does.
Yes.
So, you know, Bayonetta probably, I don't see anything more happening. We had to wait so long to even see anything about 3.
Yeah, but I don't think they would have shown stuff about 3 if it wasn't releasing soon.
That's true, too.
So I think we definitely will see Bayonetta 3 this year. Will we see it at this Direct? I think it's very possible. That would probably put it in the, I don't know what kind of window it would come out in. Probably October, if we don't get like Fire Emblem and other titles. I think it's possible that we see it then.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Part of me wants to say like they wouldn't show off Bayonetta now, and I expect them to show it off at E3 instead, but I don't really have any reason for that. That's just like my gut is saying they're gonna skip a Direct with Bayonetta and then they're gonna show it off later. No really valid reason for that. It's just what my head is telling me right now.
Yeah, they did say that they are focusing on titles mainly in the first half of 2022, so that gives us Kirby, I guess Splatoon if that comes out like June.
Yeah, I think we'll see that.
But like, what else will we see?
Yeah, I guess we haven't really like locked down a lot of stuff, so maybe there's a lot of unknowns here that we just don't know. But like the idea of releasing Bayonetta early seems weird to me because I think 2 was in December and then Bayonetta 1 wasn't even like a Nintendo game back then. So I want to say it feels like a late in the year type game, but we also have Breath of the Wild 2 happening. Hopefully Metroid Prime 4 happening. Like, I want to dream here. So Bayonetta, I'm still not expecting to see it. I think we'll see something else instead.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Okay. So let's talk Pikmin now. I really like Pikmin. I think you still haven't even played Pikmin.
I've not played any Pikmin.
That's tragic. Pikmin's great. Miyamoto said like years and years and years and years and years ago, Pikmin 4 is in development. If that was Hey Pikmin, everyone's sad. We're all sad. And it might have been because it's Miyamoto and he's a very funny man. And he does very funny things. And he does get us pretty good some days. So please tell me Pikmin 4 was happening. That would be so awesome. And if it was, I mean, I could see a Pikmin announcement. Like, Pikmin kind of feels like an earlier in the year type game. Would it announce and then, like, come out really soon? I don't know. But I could definitely see, like, a summer Pikmin game. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see end of April after Kirby.
That's fast to announce it, like, properly, and then bam, released in like 2 months.
I mean, Nintendo's been doing that with Origami King. I think it was only a few weeks where they announced it on Twitter, not even a direct, and then it came out, I think, later the next month.
I really hope that, like, they hype up Pikmin and give it the respect it deserves, because that franchise is so good, and oh man, like, that would make me sad if it kind of, like, gets overshadowed by other things, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, we know we're doing that. Nintendo is doing things with the Pikmin franchise. They just came out with the Pikmin Bloom mobile app.
That's true too. Yeah.
So it's in their minds.
Maybe that kind of like makes it less likely, but yeah. I mean, Miyamoto always calls it like his passion project of a series, so like they aren't gonna just neglect Pikmin. Like, it'll happen eventually, but also we've been waiting on Pikmin 4 for so long, and we did get that Pikmin 3 port, didn't we? Right?
Yes, we did, with the new co-op functionality.
Yeah. So like they still care about it, and maybe best case scenario they were like kind of priming everyone for Pikmin 4 by getting Pikmin 3 on Switch. I don't know. That's my dream. I want to see Pikmin.
So do I. I also need to play Pikmin. We should play the Pikmin 3 co-op.
Yeah, we should play that together. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So let's move on to, I guess now we're officially in the like this probably isn't gonna happen section, but let's talk about it anyway. We'll just go quickly through these. Star Fox. Yay, nay.
No Star Fox.
No Star Fox.
I don't think we're going to see anything related to that.
Yeah, I guess after Zero, it's not looking too hot. So, rip Star Fox. Let's talk Punch-Out. I don't know, dude. It's been a while since we saw Punch-Out. Is it impossible? I don't think it's impossible.
I mean, last time we saw Punch-Out was, I think, on the Wii. And that was made by Next Level Games, who did Luigi's Mansion back in 2019. And since then, Nintendo actually has acquired them as one of their... has just acquired them, so now they work for Nintendo exclusively. So they could be working on, you know, maybe another Mario Strikers, maybe another Punch-Out, or maybe some other project. So I think Punch-Out's not... I mean, it's crazy, right? We haven't seen it in so long, but I think it would be really cool to have a Punch-Out on the Switch, especially, you know, with the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
I think it'd be just really cool.
And we're going to see something from them, like, sooner or later, so Punch-Out definitely makes sense. If it's going to be a Mario sports game, like, that makes sense too. These all feel like those sort of almost arcadey style games, or like small scale games that just make sense to be announced at a February, like early in the year, and come out midway through the year, or like sort of early through the year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like just something from them I think is definitely within the realm of possibility. Now we're going to get into like these games are never happening, but we have to talk about them anyway because it's fun. Mother.
No Mother 3.
No Mother 3. I don't see it happening either. I want it. I love that game. We got Earthbound Beginnings like not too long ago, but I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because they love to re-release Earthbound a generation ago. It was all over like the eShop, both on Wii U and 3DS.
Is it on Switch Online right now?
No, it's not.
Huh.
It's not on Switch Online, so we've had the SNES application for Switch Online for, I think it was launched in 2018.
Years.
We still don't have Earthbound, which is an odd exclusion that they've just decided not to release it on there yet. Same with Earthbound Beginnings, so I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're holding out just because they want to do something maybe more unexpected, but I don't really know.
I would love it, but I don't see it happening. And same to go with F-Zero. I mean, I've never played it. I would love to play an F-Zero, but we always talk like, oh man, is there going to be an F-Zero game? Is there going to be an F-Zero game? And there's never an F-Zero game. Like, I think we're at that point now. It's 2022. It's time to give up, guys.
Yeah, especially with Mario Kart sort of adopting some of the F-Zero tracks. I think that there's really not a space for a racing game when you have Mario Kart. Maybe not. Maybe this is why they haven't released Mario Kart 9. It's because they have F-Zero all of a sudden, but that's pretty doubtful.
It'd be cool though. So last but not least, let's get into some third-party stuff. Starting with Sonic. We saw Sonic Frontiers, I think it was called, and it was this weird-looking Sonic Breath of the Wild type deal. that game looked pretty interesting. I like Sonic. I like weird. Do I like Weird Sonic? Maybe I don't like Weird Sonic.
Werehog.
Yeah, no, I take that back. I don't like Weird Sonic. But those fan-made Sonic projects where Sonic's in 3D usually look kind of neat, albeit really empty, but kind of neat. Maybe Sega can make a good Sonic, maybe?
Maybe. I don't think we're going to see it, at least at this Nintendo Direct. I think Sega's going to do that on their own terms.
Yeah, they don't usually pop up in Directs, do they?
Yeah. I can't see that really happening here. Maybe if they had like a 2D Sonic.
Now, I do think for Sonic Lost World, they had like that Zelda DLC where Sonic wore the Link hat, and that did pop up in a Nintendo Direct, but also that was a crossover with Zelda, so it kind of makes sense. Sonic Frontiers, probably just Sega's gonna do whatever Sega does.
Maybe they could do a Breath of Wild crossover. That'd be pretty neat.
That actually, alright,
Especially since they're going for that whole open world.
I do like that.
So, hey, who knows?
It'd be cool, but probably no Sonic. Square Enix, Final Fantasy, what do you think?
We'll probably get more about that Chocobo racing game. Which I'm excited for. I didn't play the original, but the new one looks fun and really similar to Mario Kart, but fun. So I think we could possibly see that. Square Enix likes to release a lot of demos for their games too, so I think we could get like a shadow drop demo of the new Chocobo racing game. Anything other than that, Final Fantasy wise, probably not.
Well, Final Fantasy and Square in general is like really good about putting their stuff in directs. Like, they're a third party that loves to support these things, So I think there's a very high chance of something Square happening. Definitely the Chocobo racing. Yeah, I think you're right about that. In terms of like Kingdom Hearts, or they had shown off Triangle Strategy. I know people are talking about that. Like a Triangle Strategy demo probably happening, right?
Yeah, and I think the Kingdom Hearts cloud versions are releasing this year. If they haven't, I think they released demos of them, but I don't think they have a release date. So they could show the Kingdom Hearts cloud versions again, which aren't very good, but that's besides the point. And Triangle Strategy, we'll probably see that again. We could see a demo for that too, because Octopath had its initial demo where they took a lot of fan feedback and surveys, and then they came out with another demo shortly before the game released. So we could see the same thing for Triangle Strategy, because we already had a demo for that, and they took the fan feedback. So we know it's releasing this year, so maybe they'll put out another demo for it.
That would be very Square Enix. I don't want to like gloss over too much because like Kingdom Hearts is like your thing. So like just real quick, do you think there's a possibility of them making an original Kingdom Hearts game on Switch? Maybe not necessarily in this direct, but just like period.
I don't really know, because I would assume that going forward, Kingdom Hearts games are gonna be made in Unreal Engine 4 with Kingdom Hearts 3 and using all those assets. We had Melody of Memory, but that was sort of like a one-off, so I don't think they're gonna do something like that again. So I don't really see anything that's gonna be made exclusively for the Switch. It could be on there, but I don't think it's going to be like an exclusive like the old days where we had Recoded and Dream Drop Distance, both Nintendo DS and 3DS exclusives. So I don't really see that. I think if we are going to get something, it's going to be like a cloud version, apparently, because they don't like to release native ports.
And so you're like not only is it probably not happening, but like definitely not at this direct?
Definitely not. No, they're gonna do something on their own terms, especially with Kingdom Hearts. It's their 20th anniversary this year, and they have big events planned for that, so they're definitely gonna do it on their terms.
All right, so let's move past Square then, and we'll go on to Capcom. So let's talk about Mega Man first, because Mega Man's really cool. We had Mega Man 11, and we had a bunch of like collections on Switch. We had the Mega Man X collections, and then I think we had like Mega Man Classic collections too, didn't we?
Yes, and we had the Zero ZX collections as well.
Right, I need to play those. So we've got like everything collecting here, but we haven't seen the weirder Mega Mans, like the Battle Networks and whatnot. So if they're just making Mega Man collections, like maybe they'll go that route. I could see it, and I could see it releasing shortly after the Direct too.
Yeah, Capcom likes their collections, and that's cool because I like collections. They're awesome. But I don't know if we'll see like a Battle Network or another sort of Mega Man
like
spin-off.
Star Force or something.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing that, but I would definitely be down for that. But what I hope for is, of course, Mega Man 11, which probably won't happen, but...
What do you mean 12?
Oh, Mega Man X 10, 9? It's 9. Mega Man X 9.
I don't know what the X numbers are. I only played X1 through X4.
I'm pretty sure we're waiting on X9.
Okay, well, Mega Man X is great, and then supposedly it wasn't great. I didn't play those games. But if they want to make a good Mega Man X, I'm all here for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it going to happen? I don't think we're going to see a new Mega Man X announced. If anything, I would expect to see a Mega Man 12 using 11's engine, but it'd be cool, and we can dream. Monster Hunter got their new game. What is it, Rise? Yes. And I think that has DLC even.
That has DLC coming. They love to showcase it in directs all the time, so we're definitely going to see that. Probably, without a doubt, I think we're going to see that. Okay,
cool. So we'll see Monster Hunter's DLC, a little bit of footage of it, and probably nothing too exciting there.
Yeah.
But, cool. Monster Hunter's fun. I want to talk about Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney's great. I would love to see an Apollo Justice collection or something. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but I want it. So maybe they should announce it for me. That'd be cool.
Yeah, just for you.
That would be awesome. If they want to call me up and say, hey, we're going to announce Apollo Justice Trilogy, that'd be great, because I would like to play those games. And I've only played the original trilogy on 3DS, and I loved it. And I want to have a trilogy of the next games on Switch, so I can play them and love them as well.
Maybe we'll get a new Ace Attorney.
Yeah, that'd be good too. Anything. Well, they also have the Investigation series, which I believe is still Japanese only, and there's fan translations online. You aren't going to understand any of this because you haven't played it, but one of the characters, Edgeworth, is the protagonist of those, and those games look really cool too, and I also want to play them. Gotta get them in English and on Switch, please. Last third party, Konami, Castlevania. Castlevania is so good. Is it happening?
I think it's only a matter of time until we get the DS Castlevanias on Switch.
The best one.
Yes.
Hot take. Dawn of Sorrow.
That's not a hot take. What do you mean?
No, people like Aria of Sorrow and Symphony of the Night.
Right, but I don't think it's
It's a little hot.
Is it hot?
It's a little toasty.
Is it spicy?
Dawn of Sorrow is the best Castlevania game, unless you count Bloodstained. That one
doesn't not count, but
I don't think. I mean, it's the same developers,
but it's not a Castlevania.
Anyway, it's basically Castlevania. But yeah, so if they want to put DS Collection on Switch, I will buy that, and I will be a very happy customer. But as we know, Konami does be loving their pachinko machines, so...
Yeah, but they also like collections. They did the Contra collections, they did the Castlevania Classic collection, they did the Castlevania GBA collection, which was Castlevania Advanced. So I really think they're heading towards the direction of the DS games.
You know what? It was pretty sick when they did all those things. And they could be sick again. They could release the Castlevania DS collection for me, much like Capcom is going to release the Ace Attorney collection for me.
Yeah.
Konami could call me up today.
They could.
I'll turn my phone on. It's on silent right now, but I will turn it off silent if they want to call me. I get a lot of spam calls. So.
Well, I think a lot of people out there would want you to take that call, because I think a lot of people are waiting.
I would be happy to deliver that news if they wanted to call me, and they're allowed to. I'm giving them permission to do that. I would very much like it.
Ain't that great?
Anyway, this has been a great discussion. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap this up and try and figure out if any of this is salvageable for a video?
Okay, well, we're going to see Kirby. We're going to see Splatoon. We are going to see, I think we're going to see Xenoblade. I think we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to see Bayonetta. And I think we're going to see Fire Emblem. So Kirby, Splatoon, Fire Emblem, and Xenoblade.
All right, let me go through my list. We're going to see Kirby. We're going to see Splatoon. Teaser for Breath of the Wild, maybe, I think. I don't think we're seeing a Zelda remake. Mario Kart, I don't see happening. 2D Mario, I give it 30% chance. No 3D Mario. Yoshi, I think there's a pretty decent chance, 50-60%. Donkey Kong, I hope not. So we can get Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4, I hope so, but I don't know if I expect it. I kind of feel a little deflated at the moment, catch me in a better mood and maybe I'd say yes. Fire Emblem, yeah, I think we'll see a little something. Xenoblade, Yeah, I'm gonna say we're gonna see Xenoblade. I believe in it. Bayonetta, no. Pikmin, no, but I want it. Star Fox, no way. Punch Out, I think we'll see something from the company, but not Punch Out specifically, maybe. Something there. Mother, no way. F-Zero, no way. Sonic, probably not. Anything from Square, maybe just triangle strategy stuff. Capcom, probably just Monster Hunter if we're being realistic. And from Konami, probably nothing. So there's going to be a lot of surprises because this is not filling out a lot now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and it's going to be 40 minutes long, so they have to have something that fills that gap.
Maybe this is actually going to be more hype. Maybe we should re-record this entire thing and say everything's coming.
Everything's coming.
Great. Good video.